and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1. Hey everybody, Gary here with Guitar Tricks, and in this video I want to show you a very basic blues turnaround that you could add at the end of an E blues. So in the previous two lessons I made, first we went over first chord progression, E7, A7, B7. Then we went over first improvising scale, open E minor pentatonic. Now we're going to add a turnaround that you could add to your chord progression. So the turnaround is just literally what it's called. It turns the progression around back to the beginning. So it creates a sense of ending to get back to the beginning. Before we get into it, please go ahead and click subscribe so that you get all of the latest and greatest content from Guitar Tricks. And if you want to be notified of any new lesson, be sure to tap the bell and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see in future lessons. That's where we're always looking for ideas. So on the last 4 bars of the progression, you play a B7, an A7, then you play the E7 once on bar 11, and then you go. Or you go like this. Basically the same exact thing. So once you really get the timing down, the timing is number 1. Then you can start adding things to it. So it's all about the timing. So let's think about the beats. So you get to the last 4 bars of the progression. Last 4 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2, 3. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. And then that last one, you're at the top of the progression. So let's now zoom into the last 2 bars. Let's just start there. Last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So we're going to start with this little double stop. And basically just think it's like a D chord shape, and that chord is the E. So this is an E chord in the D shape. So you're playing kind of the sound of the E chord. I like to use my 2nd finger on the 4th fret of string 3 and my ring finger on the 1st fret of string 1, counting toes to nose. And then just walk that down chromatically, which means fret by fret. Now when we get there, that's the B7, right? Here's your B7. So it's kind of like you're going from the E to the B, back to the E. Now when we get back to the E, the shape changes. It's open 1st string and then 1st fret on the 3rd string. Right? So there it's same fret, same fret, same fret, but now the 2 notes are 1 fret away. And again, it's like we're going. But it has a cooler sound. Then we play the B7, but we walk up to it and kind of play a little arpeggio thing. So we go open A, 1st fret of the A. So we go open A string or string 5, 1st fret, 2nd fret. And then we finger the B7 and you could arpeggiate it. That means play the notes separately, or you could strum it. There's some room for play. So when you get to the, you could literally strum on that note, or you can go, that's an arpeggio. saying back to the beginning, right? So here's the whole thing again. The last 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now I'm going to count the rhythm on the last 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right. Now I'm gonna, after I go, I'm gonna play the B7 and then go back to the top of the progression. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Right? Okay, so now I'm going to play the whole chord progression, add the turnaround. I'm going to do it a couple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Right? Okay, so now to spice it up a little, you can go. So there I just added that kind of swing feel. And then I hammered on the open G string to the first fret. That's a really bluesy thing to do. It's the minor third to the major third. Not that you need to understand that, but you could hear it sounds bluesy. Now what I like to do is use my pick on the lower string and then my middle finger on the higher string. So I just hear those 2 notes. Now on one string you can go, and on the other you can go, putting that together. Or, right, developing the independence. Which one do you want to make the da 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 and the other da 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 da? I like to do this rhythm da 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 da. So it's like both, then low high both, low high both, low high both. All right, everybody, so there's a basic turnaround you could add to your open E blues. Start with that. You can change it around a little bit, develop it, but just keep in mind it's all about changing the chords, placing the turnaround at the right time. You don't want to lose track of the chord progression. It's kind of like a drummer that takes a drum solo and the whole band is still kind of playing, right? And the band comes in. I don't know if you've ever heard that, like a drummer's playing a drum solo and the band will keep coming in on the 1, like every 8 bars or something. And the drummer, even though they're going crazy, they are totally aware of where the beat is and where the downbeat is. So it's the same when you leave the progression to play the turnaround. You want to keep feeling that pulse and feeling the movement of the chord progression. Once you could do that with the most simple version of that turnaround, then you could start to explore placing it in different areas of the neck, changing the rhythms around a little bit. All right, everybody, if you want to learn more about playing guitar, head over to guitartricks.com. There's step-by-step lessons on a whole library of different songs. There's step-by-step courses on blues, country, rock. There's a guitar toolbox, all sorts of cool stuff. Happy playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.